understand, man. What's taking them so long? Oh, man. What? You don't understand. I hear you. You just didn't hear properly, man. You gotta think about it. You know about Christianity, right? And the fact that they have angels and demons. Well, if you're the type of person that can set fire to crosses, burn down churches, then it's pretty hard to call you an angel, you know? The opposite is more appropriate. Don't get me wrong, not all of that ilk. There are many fighting the struggle alongside us. Brothers like yourself, man, that have a solidarity with the oppressed people of the world. Those students, those Mexican students that were protesting during the games. And those cats from your country, man, that you were telling me about, that were putting up posters in Paris to send a strong message to your government. Those people I commend. If it wasn't for becoming friends with George the President, you know George the President? He runs in a long jump. That's what he competes. You met George. I know you met George, man. I told you know George. But anyway, I met George a long time ago as we went to high school together. We went to Alabama. And it was only 2 years after desegregation, so things were still raw, you know. But we were naive. So we became friends. We had 3 classes together as well as track and field. And we lived quite close to each other, so we didn't see anything wrong with walking home together. But that only lasted 5 days. And some other students, they thought it was wrong, so they beat us up. And then when we went to report it to the pigs, the sergeant, he said it was my fault for being uppity and told George that he should know better. At that moment, I was so angry, I became a revolutionary student. Not too long after that, my father, he moved to California, and that's where I met Bobby Seale. He was such an inspiration. I used to just sit and listen, like all the others. It was he that organized for a whole group of us to drive to Washington for the march. It was such a beautiful day. Bob Dylan sang, you know Bob Dylan, right? He sang, man. It was beautiful. Martin Luther King's speech was magnificent. The way people treated each other, it was a true testament for love. It made me believe in change, you know, that Martin Luther King will be listened to, that people will see the potential of letting freedom reign and fly like a bird. But instead, he's dead. The white supremacists, they feared the freedom of our people. It was Emory Douglas that set me straight. You know Emory? I'll introduce you one day. He said that the problem for the elite is, for the past 300 years, they've had to lie to their own people. They have to justify treating us so bad, so they wrote in their constitution that we're 3/5 of a human being. Now, it's hard to justify that if Muhammad Ali is heavyweight champion of the world. That's why I'm here. I want to show that we have abilities that transcend beliefs, that we are on a par and can be even better than our white counterparts. I wanted to constantly take it to the streets, but I chose to be an icon, an inspiration to my fellow Negroes that want to excel, you know, show them that greatness comes in all shapes and forms. And that's what I tried to be. The greatest at Barry Jones. I made that decision the night Martin Luther King got shot. It was so dangerous. After speaking to Brother Eldridge Cleaver, I decided to focus on my sport. Everybody's head was hot. We couldn't take it anymore. They already killed Malcolm, and all we had was Martin left. And these powerful men, they showed the white supremacists to be false. The way they spoke, the intellect they used get their points across showed that we were capable of a high degree of intelligence. Now, the problem was they couldn't have that in full view of the nation. If they could lie about our prowess, then what else could they lie about to the public? And the main reason that Martin Luther King got shot is we couldn't have someone that could galvanize us, lead us. So they had to get rid of him. Also, he was a professor of peace, and that showed them up. That's something that they didn't want. They don't want. Even to a case that was their own. Kennedy, a white man that was another professor of peace, who's now dead, but before he died, he said that those that oppose peaceful revolution only make violent revolution inevitable. So that's why we burned and pillaged that night. That's why the Panthers took up arms. And that's why I'm here, trying to be a beacon for my people. I want to take it to the next level. You know, I don't want to just show my athletic prowess. I want to be a great writer and orator as well. I want to use my experience here at the Olympics to build something good. Because I've seen what it's like when people are just trying to be the best person they can be. Race and gender doesn't come into it. What makes a great Olympian is hard work, determination, knowledge of our capabilities, self-worth, and self-belief. And we all have that whether we finish first or last. And that's what I want to express to my fellow Negro, my fellow human being. If I can give them a taste of that mentality, hopefully then I'll be able to inspire them to be the best they can be. And then they will fight against anyone that wants to keep them stuck under a stone. Now that the games is over, I'm going to hit the campaign trail. I wrote a poem. Yeah, I wrote a poem, and Brother Eldridge Cleaver, I recited it to him, and he said that he wants me to help him out. As he's running for president, he wants me to share it on stage. You should come along to the rallies, man. Having someone else like you, a fellow freedom fighter alongside me, will give us the credibility we need. Show solidarity amongst people that want peace, you know. The point? Of course you can hear it, man. No problem. But y'all gotta help me out. Actually, all y'all that have gathered around as I've been talking, you're all gonna help me out, right? Now the poem is called Be Inspired. And that is part of the chorus. So as I'm saying the chorus, there's a part of it that says be inspired. And when I say be inspired, I want you to repeat that twice. So I say be inspired, and you go be inspired, be inspired. And then I'll say, because we're all champions, and then I'll say be inspired again, and then you guys say be inspired, and then I'll say, because I'm an Olympian. You don't think you can handle that? Yeah. Let's have a little practice first. Right? Be inspired. Be inspired. Be inspired. Because we're all champions. Be inspired. You see, you was getting to yourself there. That's why we had to have a practice. Right. We're going to do that again. From the top. Be inspired. Be inspired. Be inspired. Because we're all champions. Be inspired. Be inspired. Be inspired. Because I'm an Olympian. Hey, you guys are great, man. You should come and look to me with the rallies, man. It would help. Trust me. Anyway, now I'm going to go for the poem, right? You guys ready? Yeah. You know your part? Yeah. Okay. Be inspired. Be inspired. Be inspired. Because we're all champions. unpredictability. Anticipation at its finest. A sporting harvest. Men and women engaged in communal acts of individuality. An environment where each entity has high esteem seeping from their brow. That's how we commit culturally iconic seconds. Just as when you stand in a garden of dream carnations, support the beauty of the unknown. Win or lose, at least we all had a shot. Put the collective meaning in first position. We all agree with altering action. The outcome is inevitable. Like in a symphony orchestration, all instruments are important in this inspiring demonstration. An inspiration to millions, revered by a nation, destined for the toughest test in an organic, admired production. The starter of smiles, stimulator of discussion, warmer of hearts, instigator of cheers, formulator of proud tears. Finding myself amongst skilled peers, volunteering services for the greater good, making a mark for liberation. A bolt of energy gives rise to golden levels of excellence, sparking hope in a generation. Be inspired.
Be inspired. Be inspired.
Because we're all champions. Be inspired.
Be inspired. Be inspired.
Because I'm an Olympian. Be inspired.
Be inspired. Be inspired.
Yeah. Y'all dig it? I hope it brings about change, you know? That it can induce some harmony, equality, freedom. Sometimes I think to myself, are we really ready for Martin's dream? Because there's still white folks out there that would shoot me down for walking on their street. Hate me because I have dark skin. Will that change? Will they listen to us? Don't you ever wonder, man, if one day the whole world will be at peace when we all want non-violence? Until that day, people like myself will create powerful symbols to make that change.